Thank you, Amy, and thank you for 121 for the opportunity to speak here today. So a lot to get through, and I'll try and get through it with a clear sort of message about Xanadu Mines. We're a copper and gold explorer. Been operating in Mongolia now for over 15 years, and we've been able to put together a good team on the ground. We've been very successful, and I'd probably say that we've got one of the key copper projects that's actually going forward at the moment. And you know, sitting here today, going from an exploration discovery in 15 to looking at commercial production in 2027, this is really a success story. So a little bit about Xanadu. Our DNA is about exploration. We get in early. We're one of the first movers in Mongolia. Much of the team were involved with Oyu Tolgoi, Ivanhoe discovery previously. And this is about the Kharmagtai project. So what we do is we get in, identify the right rocks, we peg the ground, we work those projects up, take them through to resource definition, and we look to partner with a larger mining company to take these projects through. Copper projects are very capital intensive, take a long time to build. It's not really for junior companies to build these projects, but it's for junior companies to discover them and partner with the right company to help build them. And really the story about Xanadu is about that discovery, but it's entering a new phase now. We have a joint venture with Xanadu Mines. This is a company that's done some amazing transactions in the last 12 months globally, and it's really emerging as one of the largest copper producers globally now, with projects in the Congo, projects in Serbia, and certainly projects in China. So it's really, this is the transition phase for a company like Xanadu. So a little bit about Mongolia. You've got to go where you have the opportunity to find world-class discoveries if you're looking for those. You've got to go somewhere where there has been less exploration. As a junior company, we're nimble on the ground, dynamic, and we look for terrains that's had less exploration. You know, we're not going to have an impact in somewhere like Australia, Canada, that's had multiple generations, decades of exploration. We go somewhere we can actually find deposits. This is a belt that's highly prospective, and it's really one of the emerging jurisdictions on the doorstep of the world's biggest commodity consumer in terms of China. We see one of our competitive advantages is that it's a very low ESG risk environment. This is the most sparsely populated country in the world. It's really God's gift to explorers, and that's the opportunity you get to explore here. Sure, it's cold winters, but you know, flat terrain, no farming. It's really the ability to get on the ground and have these discoveries, and that's really the strategic fit for us. We go to belts where you can have world-class discoveries, and there's a proven concept of taking a discovery from the exploration phase through to development. And you see our Kharmagtai project located in the South Gobi there, only 100 kilometres south of us is the large Oyu Tolgoi copper and gold deposit. Again, that's in full production now. We've seen the underground come online as one of the world's most successful Tier 1 developments in the last 2 decades. So that's really the proof of concept we work with. It's about delivering value for Mongolia too, and that's what this deal's done. We've taken a project, as I said, through discovery from 14 through to, you know, a deal, and we're looking forward to development. This is a real success story for a junior explorer. And I look around the world at the moment, and I look at other exploration projects, and you know, people say, you know, geez, Mongolia's a tough place to work. But I would sort of argue a view that there's very few projects that have taken from a discovery in 15 through to now funded through to PFS in that record time. A lot of drilling, a lot of work's happened, and that's the ability to work in Mongolia. So we work to high standards, very much a Mongolian staff. I won't go through the team here, but this is a team that's been involved with, you know, building mines, discovering mines, deep Mongolian expertise, and significant commercial and deal-making capabilities. So in terms of funding, we're well funded at the moment in the topco. We've got over $8 million of cash, $35 million US into the project. That'll fund the PFS for the next 18 months. And we're a strong shareholder base. We have Xanadu now at a 20% shareholder of the company, and then we have other institutional investors sitting there at about 20-30% of the register. So good, 5% fully diluted basis as the board and the management. I won't go through this too much detail, but you know, as I said, positioning the company, we've had the exploration success. Now's the time to build a mine, take it through the PFS, and we're happily funded now. So you know, this was a 3-phase process. We saw phase 1, which was Xanadu taking 10% of Xanadu at a premium, 38% premium. That's completed. Phase 2, another 7 million coming into the company, 4 cents, currently trading around that 4 cent mark. So there was a good premium on that. And phase 3 now, we've seen the investment into the project. So it's a bit of a hybrid deal that allows us to limit dilution to the shareholders, but also fund and push the project forward. So in terms of value, we're well under the value. So it's a cash-back deal. We're aggressively drilling at the moment. We have a resource infill program currently in Kharmagtai. So probably one of the larger exploration projects, drill programs happening at the moment. And that's really about defining this resource. What we've been able to establish here at Kharmagtai, it's a 1 billion tonne resource. It contains over 3 million tonnes of copper, over 8 million ounces of gold in an open pit, and that's continuing to grow with depth. So, it's a high quality project. As I said, we're known for a copper project. We've got an NPV of over 600 million, 4-year payback, IRR of 20%. This infill program at the moment is focused on the metallurgy. It's focused on increasing that resource. We don't need to make it bigger, we need to make it better. And so we're focused on the higher grade parts of this resource, and we're well funded. So as I said, this is one of the few projects that we see going through this phase of development at the moment globally. And that's really the ability to advance this project. If we are going to decarbonise and we are looking for copper globally, this is the type of project. It's a very vanilla, very low ESG risk project that's going to place those copper projects. And it's a project that there's not many of them around. It's a large-scale project, long life. It's an open pit, looking to deliver copper in the next 5 years. So it's, in terms of EV, we're down that ranking. I think that comes association with Mongolia. But we're here to show that Mongolia is a place where you can not only find deposits, but build them rapidly, and the proof of concept. So last year we completed a scoping study, a very successful scoping study. This is a very conventional project, mining, open pit, very low strip ratio, simple processing, tails waste storage. And the beauty of this area is we have infrastructure. So when I look at this project, we've got a new railway within 7 kilometres of the project that links Mongolia with China. We have power, we have established water resources. So that means that you take away those ESG barriers. You've got very compelling economics around this project. So, we see this project come through looking at 50,000 tonne per copper per annum, 100,000 ounces of gold with a 30-year mine life. And I think once we finish some of the exploration, we'll have a 30-year underground. So you're looking at a 60-year mine life here. Some of that PFS work that we're doing now, targeting upside opportunities, which obviously comes out of a scoping study. At the moment, we have a lot of oxide material at surface. We haven't looked at that to date, but we'll look at potentially converting that near surface, pre-strip mineralisation from waste into ore, bulk sorting, coarse flotation. We're investigating that at the moment. Electric haulage, obviously, and continued exploration success. When we look at these systems, and you look at the top shot there of Stockwork Hill, the grades increasing with depth, getting stronger, and deeper drilling to this date. It's only about 500 or 600 metres. With resources increasing. And really part of it remains about the discovery, the deeper part of this system. If we look at Oyu Tolgoi, the open pit's been in production since 2013. Very similar resource, very similar grade to what we have. In fact, it's the same. We've probably got a better strip ratio and probably better economics around that. But what really took Ivanhoe forward was the discovery of the Hugo Dummett deposit. So our deeper drilling at the moment is focusing on that high grade, continuing to trace that down. And you can see the similarities between Oyu Tolgoi and Kharmagtai. Same age rocks, same geology. In fact, both projects were explored at the same time using the same models from Ivanhoe. So, it's really about that opportunity to have more discoveries. And we have that deep opportunity, but we have a very large district here, fully permitted mining licence covering 40 square kilometres. If we look at the main resource areas, White Hill, Copper Hill, Stockwork Hill, we've got a lot of opportunity for more open pit discoveries here. We're following up all those targets rapidly. PFS is starting now, next 18 months. That'll take us through to decision to mine, and really focused on getting this into sulphide production in 27. So that's the focus with our joint venture partner in Zijin Mining. So as I said, type timeline, you can see here, have a look at that in your own time. There's a lot of work to be done. We're going to be very active, enormous amount of news flow. We're drilling a lot of metres at the moment. I'm seeing that come out. The MET sampling will come through. And it's really about delivering that PFS, taking this project through to development. And so it should be an exciting 12 months with one of the very few projects that is actually advancing globally at the moment. So thank you very much.